This video is going to show you the skills needed for the Google Sheets portion of the L1 exam. For Google Sheets, you need to know how to sort and calculate data, use charts to analyze data, protect data in a sheet, filter data, and present directly to a Meet. To start, we're going to make a new Google Sheet within Google Drive. We're going to go to the plus new on the top left and scroll down to Google Sheets. We're going to create our sheet. And this gives us a blank workbook. So this is a sheet we're provided with for the purpose of practicing for the exam. The first thing we're going to do is actually sort the first column, which is location, alphabetically A to Z. In order to sort our data, we're going to click the box just below A1 on the top left, and that's going to highlight all of our data. And now we're going to go to Data from the ribbon, Sort Range, and then Sort Range by column A to Z. Now you'll notice that sorted everything, including the column titles, and we probably don't want that, so I'm going to undo that change. But this time we're going to do it a little different. We're going to go to Data, Sort Range, and then we're going to go to Advanced Sorting Options. And now I'm going to tell it data has a header row, and we're going to still sort by location A to Z. And I'm going to press Sort, and now it kept those header rows in the same place where I'd want them. The next thing I'm going to do is calculate the average number of visitors to all 7 wonders of the world. In order to do this, I'm going to press Shift on my keyboard and put my cursor in B2. And then I'm going to click down through B8 and select while I'm holding Shift, and that's going to select all the columns at once. On the bottom right, by default, it's going to show sum, but I want to see average. If I click where it says the sum, I can now see the average. If I'd like to see the total number of visitors, I can go back and I can see the sum. I can see the max, I can see the minimum. So I get a lot of information that I might quickly want at a glance from that drop-down menu. Alright, now we're going to make a pie chart from our data. So I'm going to click into the box A1, and I'm going to press Shift on my keyboard and click into the box with B8, so it selects all the data. And I'm going to click Insert Chart from the top right on the ribbon. And where it says 1, 2, 3, which is more formats, I'm going to tell it I want numbers. And right now it's making a bar chart. That's not the kind of chart I want. So I'm going to click the 3 dots on the top right of the chart and edit the chart. And I'm going to change it from column to pie. And now I have the pie chart with all of that data. I need to add alternative text to my chart for those who have no vision or low vision, or are using a screen reader to read it to them. On the chart itself, there's the 3 dots. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go down to alt text. And then I'm going to click on the chart itself again to input the alt text. And I'll speed this up and then read the alt text once I've written it. So you can see in my alt text, I went from the slice that was largest to the slice that was smallest. I simply said the percentage that was there and provided the order. Now, if I was going to link to the data table itself, I wouldn't need to have nearly as involved alt text, but I'm just assuming that the table was not going to be linked to the chart. Now I'm going to share this sheet with a colleague. And in order to do that, just like I would have done in Google Docs or Slides, I just press share in the top right, and I can share it to anyone as I would have done. Next, I'm going to share the sheet with a colleague. In the top right, I'm going to press share. And I'm going to add my colleague's email address. And I'm not going to notify her, and I want to leave her edit rights. And I'm going to press share. Now I'm going to set it up so that sheet 1 is protected. Maybe I have some sort of data that I don't want. I don't want to have anybody be able to update it. And so I'm going to go to Data, and then I'm going to go to Protected Sheets and Ranges, and I'm going to add a sheet or range, and I'm going to go to Sheet and Sheet 1 and set permissions. And now I'm going to remove Kristen from being able to edit Sheet 1, just me, and press Done, and my changes are saved. So have you and your colleague ever been working in a spreadsheet together and they needed one view of the data and you needed another? You can make in sheets what's called a filter view. This is different from a filter. If you use a filter, it's going to filter the data for everybody. A filter view simply changes the view of the data for just you. So I'm logged into the same spreadsheet on two different accounts. So this one, it's listed Z to A. And if I go to the other one, it is also listed Z to A. So two different spreadsheets here, both Z to A. Now, let's say I'm working with my colleague and they wanted A to Z, or I wanted A to Z. I can do that filter view. So what I'm going to do to make my own filter view, I'm going to click the data I want. For the sake of example, I'm going to select all the data. So I'm going to grab that blank box in the top left, and I'm going to go to data, and I'm going to go to create filter view. And now I can actually sort this data if I've got the drop down by annual visitors. Right now it's Z to A. I wanted A to Z. It's A to Z in this view, and if I go to the other spreadsheet, it's A to Z. I can save that view, so I can name this A to Z view. The last thing I can do in Google Sheets for the test is present directly to a Google Meet from my sheet. So on the top right by share, I'm going to click the camera icon, and I'm going to start a new meeting. And if I want to share my sheet, on the bottom right, I can click present now. It gives me an overview of what I'm going to share. I'm going to tell it allow, and now I'm only sharing that space to the Google Meet. And once I'm done, I can stop sharing. Same thing, click the same button, and to leave the meet, hang up the telephone. And those are the skills you need for the level 1 Sheets part.